It's 11 p.m. for
Oh,
me,
sorry.
which is like not that late actually. It's
Okay.
we usually all stay up late, so it's good. Are you gonna be streaming after? Is that the idea?
Actually, I'm streaming right now. They're listening.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. On your Twitch. Are you
Yeah.
streaming on your Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Hi, everyone.
They said hi. Okay. Do you guys want to start? Do you want to start already? Are you ready now? How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm going well. I mean, we just released our
Mhm.
CBT token, utility token for
Mhm.
Cyball. So it's been all hands are on deck, just trying to manage all the questions coming through the community. And yeah, I mean, it's been really exciting past couple of days. So really keen to talk with you and speak to your viewers. Um, I'm Eddie from Cyball, by the way. I'm part of the marketing team, and I do some community management.
Okay. So that this is Eddie. He is very charming. If you guys want. Anyways, um, so since he's the marketing and in Cyball, what is Cyball and what inspired the developers to make this game?
Yeah, I really love this question. I love answering this question because for us, Cyball has been like a passion project. So everyone who has been involved has been very directly involved in making changes throughout the game. Um, all of us from Meow Tin to Kevin on the arts, um, to Aaron who helped with the design. I mean, our forward-facing team and back of house devs are all like really passionate about what they do. How Cyball started is obviously like everyone knows Axie. We saw the success that Axie had in Q2 of last year
Mhm.
with their AXS token pumping, and I mean, play to earn was like revolutionary. It completely changed the landscape for gaming, and actually earning and like allowing anyone to earn money from it. So we saw that, and we're all passionate gamers. We love football. We're like, this is our chance to really get make a football game that that we would actually like playing ourselves. Um, so we reached out to Trung from Axie, who's one of the co-founders. He was really helpful. He was really happy to speak with us, and we're grateful to him for giving us the lessons learned about Axie, what he would do different.
Mhm.
Um, and and yeah, so with his guidance at the start, he's not too involved in the project now.
Mhm.
Um, we designed Cyball and put it together. Yeah,
Okay, thank you for that
it was
question.
yeah
Mhm.
yeah. So,
What is the advantage of playing Cyball with other similar P2E games in the market now?
so I guess the two market leaders right now are Axie and Peg Axie. Um,
Mhm.
Axie being the first game like being the trailblazer for the rest of us, and Pei actually really like was able to develop and move really quick.
Mhm.
We're actually good friends with Corey from
Mm.
Peg. Yeah, so he came and he presented to our team and spoke about like his ethics, his ethos that he runs Pegaxi and being transparent with the community, all about getting people involved. And so our advantage is really we think our silos, our
Mhm.
engaging gameplay, the football theme that we really embrace, especially with the World Cup coming up. Um, and we think our gameplay is something different to the other market leaders. But we genuinely just want to contribute to the P2E movement. We think that like the more exciting games that are out there, the better it is for the players. Everyone gets, I mean, you played various games throughout the day. No one plays just one game, even just as a
Mhm.
traditional game, but no one just played one game. So
Mhm.
yeah, we wanted to help out the industry like really innovate and grow.
Okay, thank you for that answer. So, who are the credible backers and partners of Cyball?
So yes, I mean, we started with some of the advisors. We got Trung from Axie, who was the early advisor for us. And we spoke to Gabby from YGG. We've partnered with YGG, Avocado, Merit Circle, Ancient Eight, a lot of the big guilds who really helped us bootstrap our initial community and following, and really helped us get our name out there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
without the game, you're kind of just a promise, and these guys really helped like bring our promise to life. So we're really grateful to those guys, as well as the like big craft, like the VC funding that we got to help us develop and give us a bit of runway to build out what we want to build. I mean, that's notwithstanding all the other guilds who we've partnered with. Um, like the smaller guilds, even like with 20 to 100 scholars, we
Mm-hmm.
recognize each of them. We're rapidly growing, and we try to reach out to as many guilds as possible to just get Cyball to play to as many scholars as possible.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you for that. Why why do you think Cyball will be able to last for a very long time in the in this competitive NFT gaming market?
Um, yeah, that's a good question. I mean, even in crypto, right? Like it's probably one of the fastest moving industries in the world. I don't think any traditional industry innovates or moves with trends as fast as crypto, and maybe even P2E more so because there's so many games coming out by the
Yes.
week. Um, and it's really hard to find like a diamond in the rough, like games that are good, that provide good yield, provide engaging gameplay, have cool arts. But we think we were quite early to move. Uh, I mean, we definitely weren't like first to the market, but we tried to build hype and we tried to get our name out there as early as possible. And that's something that like no money can buy the time that we invested early on in getting the
Mm-hmm.
marketing and getting the brand recognition. Um, on top of that, we think that with Pegaxi and Axie and our connections to them, and just learning from them what they've done right, what they've done wrong, and what they would change.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to communicate and build on those lessons. So the whole PTE industry like kind of bands together. I mean, everyone's like we consider like these other games, Axie and Pegaxi, as colleagues more than competitors, because we have open channel communications with them and we talk about like ideas and what we want to build together. Um, and that's how I guess the scholarship and the rental silos rental program was developed. It was recognized from the Axie scholarship um, system, and guilds like really needing some easier way to manage scholars.
Okay.
Um, so we have a good dev team. We're constantly thinking about burn mechanisms. We've got we've got our stadiums coming up later this year as well, where people can sponsor, I guess, the backgrounds and the fields that the scholars play in. So I mean, we're always evolving, but we're really focused on lessons learned and quite introspective.
All right. There were viewers asking, will there be breedings also in Cyball?
Yeah, of course. So we actually call it mentoring because I mean, if you see our side blocks breeding kind of at the moment, we only have male side blocks, so breeding
Oh,
is
male. Okay.
really no. Um,
So
we
they
are
will.
introducing female.
Oh, okay. They so all
Yeah,
of these
yeah.
are all male, no female. Okay. So you
So
need
far, yeah,
male and female to breed. Okay. So
absolutely, yeah. No, sorry. So, we'll be introducing female side blocks. but that's not for breeding. That's just we want to try and expand the, I guess, the arts. Kevin, who is the director of our arts team, has built out this vision of what he wants the Cybox to look like.
Okay.
Um, but it's just to get representation of all genders, I guess. Um, but we actually call it mentoring. So it's like
Okay.
someone who can coach a younger player, a younger soccer player, a younger side block. We will introduce mentoring in about a week time, and
Okay.
it will require the CBT token.
So, where do you see Cyball 5 years from now?
Cyball 5 years from now.
Mm.
Hmm that's a really good question. I mean, uh, when we've built out our roadmap initially, we only planned for like maybe one year after release of features, because everything moves so quick. I mean, every project makes like these kinds of promises and sets out a roadmap, and that's just like a loose framework or target. I mean, you have to adapt to what the players want, what the scholars want. Looking at like SLP and VIS, and looking at that price action, looking what's sustainable. Um, our roadmap includes features that build up like the fun and build up the metaverse, I guess the cyber metaverse. Um, but in 5 years' time, we hope to still be like a profitable game that provides good yields to players, and through this, it will be continual player growth. How do we get player growth? Is what we're targeting to continually acquire new players every day. It's building out the metaverse again,
Mhm.
burning burning as many tokens as possible and having more features within the game that allows people to spend those tokens.
Okay, good answer. Hmm. What will be the expected updates for this year, and what will we look forward for this year's target?
Yeah, so we actually have Cyball Reborn coming out in a couple weeks. We understand that where the game is at currently, it's our MVP, saying minimum viable product. Um, this was based on the alpha testing that we did, an alpha tournament,
Mhm.
and we essentially released the game with that kind of user interface and ironed out the bugs and made sure that it would provided like a playable experience for scholars. But what we want to build with Cyball Reborn is increase and improve like the smoothness of the UI. So
Mhm.
like when you go in, make it a bit more intuitive, make it a bit less clustered. We're really improving how the aesthetics jump out from the screen to the players. Um, these are features that will be out in the next iteration of Cyball really. And down the track, well, we aim to have some events that leverage the hype from the World Cup coming up this year. We're going to have tournaments based on that, as well as I said previously, the stadiums, which will be like
Mhm.
Axie Land.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, so actually these stadiums will like, I mean, we'll open them up to people who want to sponsor the tournament. So say if uh if Binance comes in, or like YGG, or a guild, any other guild like Ancient Eight maybe,
Mhm.
come in, they want to buy or sponsor a tournament,
Mhm.
we'll create them as bespoke stadium that is an NFT that allows players to play within their area. Um, those are some pretty exciting features that we're working hard to develop at the moment, as well as the side loans feature. I mean, I don't know if you've had experience yet with side loans. Have you, Christia? Have
Cylone?
you? I think, yeah,
Yeah, I have experience with Cylone, that you can borrow one of the cyballs. Am I correct?
yeah,
Yes.
yep, yeah, the side blocks. How do you think of the silence feature so far? Like, I
Um,
mean, it automatically splits your yields and stuff like that.
yeah, it automatically splits, and then you can also cancel, and you can also claim your borrowed Cyball in the borrowing, and then in the
Yeah.
list is also good,
Yeah.
and recalling listed, very organized.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, like we're happy that like, on the scholar and the manager side, you understand it. And I think we're just trying to make it like even larger. So, I mean, as guilds grow, they have more scholars with Cyball.
Mm-hmm.
We want to be able to facilitate like a large amount of scholars
Mm-hmm.
going through the system.
Yes.
At the moment, we've kept it to like I think you can list 30 at a time. Um, and that's just to ensure that the system works and runs smoothly. We're looking to expand the user interface to be more intuitive and yeah, just be able to deal with more scholars in one pool to enable guilds to really save time through the system.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. I think I everybody understood, and they're really excited on what's gonna happen.
Mm,
A lot of them are asking, and a lot of them actually are so excited to be part of Cyball as a scholar. They
that's
just
awesome.
when they saw that the token was released and Cyball is released, they're so interested to be part of one of the Cyball scholars. Thank you. And here, so can you tell us more about the token distribution? How will it be able to protect the gamers and investors from oversupply of circulating tokens? The toughest challenge for NFT right now is the burning mechanism of tokens. How do you plan to address that? What would be the different burning mechanism that you will be implementing as the game progress?
Yeah, I mean that's the billion-dollar question that all the games are trying to tackle at the moment, and we're not any different. So, like, yeah, the conversations with the Pigaxi team, and I mean, we recognize this, end of last year when, or early like Q3, Q4 last year when SLP was continuing to go down, and
Mhm. Mhm.
we that's like, I mean, that was the biggest wake up call for the entire PTE industry
Mhm.
that, yeah, they've started something amazing and they've built a completely new industry, but it still has a lot of ways to go.
Yes.
And these burning mechanisms or these token burn mechanisms are critical for the longevity of a game, if any game wants to survive. Um, so internally we're still having so many discussions about building in skins, gaming skins, having like I mean battle passes or different buffs or buying energy, all these features that allow players or allow players to burn their utility token to improve their gameplay.
Oh, you can buy
Um,
energy?
no, we so these are all things that we've discussed internally or
Okay.
ideas.
Ooh,
Um,
interesting.
but the energy one, buying energy was like one of the first ideas that we spitballed, but then it kind of, I mean, if you're buying the we entertained that idea, but if you think about like when why you would buy energy, you would buy energy to play more.
Mhm.
And then essentially you would be minting more tokens as well. So you'd
Mhm.
spend a little bit of tokens, mint even more tokens.
Yes.
That would increase the inflation even more. So then we have to go through this kind of analysis through for each idea or each burning mechanism to see if it really makes sense for Cyball. Um, I think ultimately
Mhm.
with mentoring and controlling the amount of CBT or controlling the amount of the cost of mentoring
Mhm.
is the first step. Is the first step to ensuring that the burning of the tokens is continual as well, because that's how you grow the player base. And as well as, yeah, again, I said like with the tournaments and the stadiums, that's something we're looking to having burning in to enter, maybe spending some um, utility tokens to potentially enter a tournament to win like a bag of it, like the prize pool or something like that. That's another option that we're seriously considering and facilitating with the tournaments.
Okay, that's nice. I'm really excited for you guys. And I'm really excited for people who will be joining the tournament in Cyball. And I'm so excited for you guys to be growing more since Cyball has already launched and the token has already been launched. It was a success. And why should there are people asking why should we invest in this game? As you know, a successful P2E is not just about earnings and profits. In my opinion, a game would be successful if people really enjoyed playing it, and people will still play it even if the token is removed. Do you agree to this, or what would you make your game to be really enjoyable for the gamers?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. As a gamer myself, I come from, I guess, like an FPS gaming background, but I used to play Maple Story,
Mm-hmm.
RuneScape, um, Pokemon. I played all the Pokemons. I mean, all these traditional games where you spend the money to buy the game and you just play it without any fun, like yield, just to have the fun, is the essence of gaming. And I think P2E gaming is no different. I mean, ultimately we're still like a game developing like company. We want to make a game that is fun. And it was something that we were quite nervous about, like going through the planning and going through the game design, like when we're doing the cards, when we're thinking about the skills and balancing each of these mechanics. And I think the reception during the alpha test was a relief, but also like, it was a surprising relief how great, or how positive the reception was. Um, Even ourselves when we jump on and we're playing it and we found that we'd like be able to watch each other play and have the social aspect of our game, where you can talk tactics, where you can like get around a team with your friends. Um, we recognize that that's what PTE is about. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
social like community building side. And I think like with scholars and managers, the relationship there is different to like say a boss and an employee or something like that. Managers and scholars can work together to for a common goal where it's not just like a task given. There's a synergy there where the managers want to help the scholars like improve their strategy or work better at the game together. I mean, it's all like a learning experience. It's all new, and we recognize that it's that social aspect. So something we're looking at building into Cyball is potentially like an in-game chat or Teams or like a team feature that you can play with your friends. And that's fun. That's fun when you
Mm-hmm.
win together, even when you lose together. Like, you can maybe you can point the blame at your friend. You'll be like, "Oh
Yeah.
man, you shouldn't have played that tactic card," or like, "That was a really good goal you scored." Like just like
Mm-hmm.
team sports. Um, so yeah, like I mean, with Cyball, we want to foster that community. We want to foster relationships between the players, and allow people to play with their friends. um, we think our game is quite like strategy focused. I mean, you have to think about like what tactic cards you're going to play, what tactic cards your opponents are going to play. You have to really think about like if you have a good chance um, at winning the game to maximize like yeah your experience and leveling up your side blocks. So I mean, I think there's two attributes there to my answer was like the
Mm-hmm.
social play as well as the strategy and the tactics, two attributes that I think make our game fun.
So you guys will be having like a 1v1 custom game real soon in the app? That
Not a 1v1, but like a teams. So
mm,
so you will be able to play with your friend, join a lobby, and
mm,
then play against like some two other players or something like that, or three
mm,
other players, for example.
okay.
Mm, yeah.
So,
We think that that'll take it to the next level, like just being able to play with friends.
uh-huh. I think a lot of people will be participating on that since a lot of people love to play Cyball and love to be competitive to one another or just have fun with one another.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
how are you guys feeling right now about the successful launch of the token? Are you optimistic about going forward? Is this only the tip of the iceberg?
Um, for sure. I mean, we're actually a bit nervous. I mean, hyperinflation is
Mm-hmm.
real for all the games that
Yeah.
are successful. To have the token pump like 10x is something that we're actually scared of. Um, because like with that comes all the speculation. It comes with people who don't actually care about the game, who just care about the token
Mm-hmm,
and just want to
mm-hmm.
pump the token and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we understand that that's not beneficial for the game. So we want like a modest price action, but still like something that is sustainable for the game, allows the scholars to feel like it's worthwhile. It's about striking that balance. Our token launch was a huge success. I mean, we didn't see anyone come in and really like move the market or destroy. I mean, like the order books and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
we were happy that it's found somewhat of an organic price point, and I'm sure once mentoring comes in shortly, that it'll find like another base again.
Um, will the mentoring breeding will be having like a cooldown? Are there like limits in each of the hero of the Cyball players to have like a cooldown on each breed? Is that or it's just that you can breed anytime? Or are there like
Yeah,
cooldowns?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, good question. Yeah.
Mm,
So there will be a 5-day cooldown after you mentor. So each side block can mentor another side block, or you can use two side blocks, mentor one other side block, and then they will be in a 5-day cooldown.
okay.
Each side block can mentor up to 3 new side blocks total. So you can mentor once, 5 days, then mentor again, 5 days, then mentor for a final time.
Is there also a rent to breed?
Rent to
Rent
breed.
to breed. Yeah.
No, ideally we want the um, person who owns or holds the side block to mentor.
Mhm.
Um, I think this protects the actual side block holder, the actual NFT holder,
Mhm.
to have more control over their assets.
Okay.
I think rent to be potentially uh, could be a bit dangerous.
Rent to breed. Okay. Um, what intrinsic value does Cyball have over other P2E games? What is the advantage of Cyball over other competitors?
Again, I mean, like I really believe that our football theme is what is our differentiator. We spent so much effort on the arts. Kevin has designed like these side blocks from scratch.
Mm.
The UI, everything is done in-house, and then all of us input into the themes that go in. Um, and then again, like with the actual card designs, the way they're
Mhm.
balanced, the strategy that goes into scoring a goal against another player. I mean, we've seen even early on in the alpha test days that people was talking about all the skills and all the traits that the side blocks have, and they were speculating about what's the best trait to have, and I mean, it would impact on the price of the Cyblocks about like their traits. And when you go in game and you actually test it, the experiences can be completely different to what you just read on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So feel like the game has so much to offer in terms of each player's experience with the game is very different.
Mm-hmm.
The end goal is the same. You just want to score goals. You want to beat the other player. But how you actually get there, the journey through the game, um, allows for a lot of discussion. It allows for a lot of people to talk different tactics.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. So, how long was Cyball developed? When did it start the concept and designing?
We started in the middle of 2021. So after AXS pumped in like May, we started conceptualizing May, June. And that's when we conceived, yeah, the idea. Middle of 2021, devved all the way to December. Did our alpha test in Jan, Feb,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, released the game end of March. So it was probably overall 7 month process.
That's so fast.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we definitely felt the pressure from the way the
Yeah.
market was moving. And I think we even reached out to you, Christia, back in December when you
Yeah.
were streaming Axie. We've been talking for a long time. I mean,
Yeah.
before our game was even released. Um, you were one of the original believers in us, and so yeah, we really appreciate your support, and we never forget that like this is what the game's built on. This is what the community is built on. These relationships that we make. So always happy to come in and have a chat with you, and I mean talk tactics and support you through your stream and everything because yeah, you believed in us like early
Yeah,
on. So
I did.
yeah.
And it was a success that you guys when Cyball launched its gameplay and also Cyball launched their tokens. It was also a success. Really happy for you guys. Can you talk more on the VC and backers that will ensure that Cyball will be stable? Will be a stable gameplay?
Um, for sure. I mean, like our fundraise was led by Bitcraft, but also we spoke to the good people at Animoca, Impossible Finance, Extensive. These are the main VCs that really helped push our branding at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think like to that, most of the support or like where the game proves itself is from the guilds and the scholars and the players. I mean, the VCs give us funding, which is really helpful. It helps us like pay to build out the game. It also qualifies the projects because obviously they go through due diligence to ensure that the team and the project they're investing is are gonna deliver. And I think that on our end so far, we've delivered to a satisfactory standard, but we're not going to stop building here. And we understand that it's the guilds, the scholars, and the
Mm-hmm.
players that are going to continue to help us grow. So we're really focused on the community. We're really focused on the players. I mean, our core team is always on Discord, always on Telegram, and you're able to talk to us like and get a response within like we're always there here like talking to people and trying to help people understand our game um, if they have any troubles and we're listening to all the feedback. We hear everything that goes on in our socials and we're even with the guild partners we're always talking to them on Telegram
Mm-hmm.
like what's your experience with silence, like how can we improve it. um, these are the people we want to impress the most.
Okay. So, when we talk about the guild, almost all guilds already have Cyball. What would you say to other guilds that still want to enter the game? Is it too late for them?
um, but our game has been out for like a week. So I mean, if you compare it to other games that are like not out yet. I
Yeah.
mean, we have a game offering available. But if you, like we're still new. Our
Mm.
governance token CYB is not even released yet. We just released our CBT for 2 days. Um, so and we plan to continue building this year, next year. It's a passion project for everyone, and we want this to thrive. Um, it's more than just yields, and we see the opportunities it's providing to people and the stories that and the friendships that people are making through our games. So we really like care about that. Um, I don't think it's too late. No, like we're just getting started.
All right. Do you guys have any questions? Do you have any other things that you want to say to the viewers about Cyball?
Yeah, I mean, like for sure, if you guys are even considering playing a game where you want to get in, you can always reach us on our Discord or our Telegram. Um, as well as Twitter, but we're mostly active on Discord. We host streams as well, but I mean, Christia does a awesome job streaming Cyball,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows our game quite well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she's able to also troubleshoot. So, going through her, I mean, we consider her like essentially an official Cyball ambassador. So, she represents us as well. Um, so anything you ask her, anything you ask us, we're always happy to have that open communication and tell you what changes we're gonna make. If you guys have any concerns with anything, with any gameplay, um, yeah, we just love chatting. We're always here to talk.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here, even if it's late already there at around 11 o'clock already in your place. Thank you so much for having this AMA talk about Cyball. I know that in Australia it's already 8:11 p.m. now. Oh, somebody's.
I think like most people, most of our scholars, most of our players, and even like our team is decentralized. We're in Hong Kong, Singapore,
Mhm.
Vietnam,
Mm.
America. Just where we are, a couple of us in Melbourne, we're like furthest ahead in terms of time zone, but
Mhm.
we've had to adjust over the last 6 months. So yeah, just personally for me, I usually wake up around, midday, 11:30 a.m.,
Oh my gosh, for
12, and
a
then
phone
that's
call.
when I start my
Oh
day.
my.
Yeah, I just start my day. So this is not too late. This is fine. I mean, I'll probably jump on after and start watching some Cyball streams and see how they're going. Yeah.
Somebody said in the viewers, what is the difference of scholarship thing in Cyball and other NFT games to other NFT games?
I mean, we have the silence feature, so it's all automated.
Mm.
Uh, the manager doesn't have to do any
Mhm.
paperwork or admin to distribute the funds to scholars and themselves. It's all like the manager puts the side block on Siloans.
Mhm.
They just whitelist your address. A scholar can just go and play the game, and yeah, the yield just gets distributed automatically. Yeah, it's like such a streamlined, easy process that we think has redefined what it means to be a scholar. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that question and for that answer. Thank you so much for getting a time to talk to us.
No
And
worries. Yeah, my
yeah,
pleasure. My pleasure.
thank you so much. And I hope you have a good evening and I hope you get to rest at this time. I guess it's really late. Thank you.
Not at all. Not at all. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. And
Thank you so much
yeah.
for. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a good
Bye.
night.